Hey friend, I'm not gonna lie, this week got off to a rough start. I recorded a whole video this week several days ago, and my audio file, this precious audio that you're hearing right now, the file corrupted the second I hit save. I'm gonna address the title of this video, which is, are YouTubers real filmmakers? Are they fake filmmakers? Are they just wannabes that are doing the YouTube thing but not actually making stories? That's a question I got that I'm gonna address at this timestamp right here if you wanna skip ahead. But I would suggest not doing that because I'm going to be giving stuff away and you're not gonna find out if you won unless you actually watch this video. There's a few things I need to clear up and address. Habits of excellence. This is the first item on our agenda. See, I'm coming into this video with a certain type of energy where I'm just like kind of angry still that the last one I didn't work because honestly, in the previous video, I used a random comment selector to give stuff away and then I lost the file. Now that just exists in an alternate timeline and we're going to have to recreate the timeline right now. We are recreating YouTube history on the Levi Allen YouTube channel right now, which I'm not sure I'm stoked about. But habits of excellence. Wow. You simply blew me away. For those of you that participated in the January challenge to just pick one habit and work at it every day, I am completely floored by the level of involvement, the quality of feedback, the quality of participation, the goals that some of you set. See, for me personally, this was just a chance to set like a small goal, like daily meditation, and hopefully I stick with it because that's the plan. And some of you like took this as an opportunity to enact some real life change. And that was so inspiring to see, like getting sober, fixing diets, getting active, getting healthy in relationships. There was so many really cool things that just, man, it's cool. This internet thing is awesome. And that's kind of what the main theme of the first portion of this video is about. And since you responded with so much enthusiasm, I knew in my wrap-up video, I had to kick it up a notch. I was in my introduction video, if you haven't seen that yet, ding, visit that in the description. But I talked about how I was going to give away a small light. I was going to give away like a light or two because I was like, yeah, that seems reasonable. I can afford that. But after the response, I realized that I can't just give away like a small light. I got to give away like a bunch of swag. I got to get a better better grand prize.
Mr. Levi.
Yo. Okay, I've got a question for you.
Shoot.
I want to record my giveaway video. How many lights can I give away?
Oh my gosh. Oh goodness. All right.
A first place and like a runner-up or two or three.
Okay. All right. Here's what we'll do. All right. So if you got three, then here's what we'll do. We'll do one 120D.
What? Are you serious?
Yep.
What?
Ted,
Get out! A 120D?
The only reason I'm doing this is because I'm being pressured and I'm on camera right now.
Legit blown away that Ted agreed to give one of you an Aperture 120D. I've got some instructions. So I want to make kind of a wrap-up video from all of you that participated and kind of just do a montage thing so that way, for one, we can look back on the habits that were implemented, but also get some sweet inspiration for the next time that we do a Habits of Excellence challenge. So you don't have to make a video, but I just filmed another video after this one with some instructions about how to enter to win this light and some other prizes. And I'm going to do a massive wrap-up video. But I'm also going to continue to give away shirts in this video itself. So if there's any confusion, just follow the link down below on how to enter to win this thing. And I'm going to select one of you and it's going to be great. Just do me a favor. If you want to win this, can you just go over and follow Aperture on their YouTube channel? I mean, they didn't have to give stuff to me to give to you. And I think that's really cool. And this light in specific, I really like the 120D. It's what I'm being lit with right now. This light actually kind of changed the way that I approach lighting as a filmmaker because it was bright enough that I could actually start to shape it. So that light is actually kind of a personal light to me because it's changed the way that I approach kind of my filmmaking and my lighting. And it's like my go-to. Okay, first item on the agenda. I'm going to give away a shirt to a random commenter on the initial update challenge video. Okay, boom, Greg, he's our first t-shirt winner. At the halfway point, challenge has been going great. My challenge has been to wake up at 6 a.m. every day. Hashtag Habits of Excellence. Proud of you, Greg. Follow the link in the description to figure out how to select which shirt you'd like, and I'll get that out to you as soon as possible. Okay, now I want to address some of the questions I got on my year in review video. That was really encouraging, the response so far. I'm encouraged by the fact that you guys appreciate it when I'm just pulling back the curtain a little bit and trying to be as real as possible. Particularly coming out of 2017, I had a stressful year and it did not live up to what I was hoping I could make it into. And when I paused, I noticed that there were some key things that were causing more stress than necessary. And when you're just in the grind over and over again, you're not necessarily implementing the life change necessary to actually build the processes to get you to where you want to go. And that's, again, what the Habits of Excellence thing is all about, is these small little tweaks we can make to our lifestyle that would actually get us closer to these goals that we set. So if you haven't done that, I encourage it so much. And I just need to say the feedback was really encouraging. But I want to address some of the questions I got, because I invited some questions on the year in review, so that way I could help clarify some things. So this first comment here I want to address, which is the title of this video, which is, are YouTubers filmmakers if they just stop their filmmaking career altogether and are just creating on YouTube? Like, can you still call yourself a filmmaker or a storyteller? And so this is a bit of a long question comment, but that's basically the gist of the question. It's YouTubers are calling themselves filmmakers, but in reality, they don't make films, period. Not documentaries, not short films, not commercials, not anything. My point or question is, do you think when profiting a lot or enough from YouTube, would you stop creating your original content? I think that's a fantastic question. And it's one of the things that is a huge priority for me in this journey so let me just take it back a step. Do I think people that create on YouTube can still call themselves filmmakers and storytellers? Yes, I absolutely do. Because if you've spent any time trying to create YouTube content or videos for the internet, you realize that there's a special art form for making them interesting. Is it a different type of filmmaking than going out and making a documentary? 100%. Some people that just sit down and put a vlog camera on themselves, is it fair to call that filmmaking? I don't know, but it's entertaining and it's telling a story in some form. So yes, I don't think we can blanket say people that are just YouTubers aren't storytellers, aren't filmmakers. Because if you haven't tried creating YouTube content about your own life, you'll realize that it takes a skill set to make it interesting. And this is a skill set that I personally am constantly trying to improve at. But let's address the actual question that was asked at the bottom there, which is, if you find success on YouTube and you're making enough money from just videos like this, are you going to keep creating documentaries? And for me, 100%. My biggest goal is to create those types of videos, original content. And I look at those, again, a little different than my original YouTube videos, but they're starting to merge a little bit. My plan is to always make sure within a year I'm working on some form of original story content that could belong at a film festival, that could, be a high quality, more produced story in this documentary sense. That's kind of what I'm most interested in as a filmmaker, is making those kinds of videos. And the balance for me is figuring out, how do I fund them and how do I make them sustainable so that way I can keep making them at a high level of quality. And lately I've realized that my ideal delivery platform for this might not be the big streaming services like I used to think it would be. When I was getting into this, I used to think, man, it would be the dream to insert big streaming service to write me a check to go make a series. But I'm realizing now that when someone writes a multi-$100,000 check to go make original content, there's a lot of responsibilities that go on that and a certain type of burden and stress that I'm realizing I'm not actually sure I want. So I'm starting to envision a different type of dream where, what if I could build a business that has nothing to do with needing insert big streaming service to write me a big check to go make original content? What if I could build a business big enough on my own that has enough revenue that I can pay to make the content myself? Wouldn't that be so powerful if I could actually use my own funds to not only make my own series happen and be able to pay for things and pay people to help me, but also put funding behind other people's projects that I just think should happen. And the coolest part is that these wouldn't have to make money. That's what I get hyped about, because when you add financial constraints to something, it inevitably changes it. And that, to me, I don't create the best under those circumstances. That's why for the longest time, I haven't tried to make any money from my YouTube channel, because for me, this is like a playground. And so, yeah, I always want to be creating original content, but I do want to clarify that for me, my original content is starting to merge more with YouTube and this channel being the delivery platform. And I'm starting to realize that there's a far greater power in crowdsourcing the economics behind it, either through my own products or just through straight up funding from people like you, which you've done before for me. You've helped make some of my original content happen. There's massive power in that. So I never want to get to the day where I'm just making videos like this and just being like, yep, this is it, because I want to keep challenging myself and keep finding better stories to tell. Okay, back. We're going to repick. Here we go. Ben Tolson, what is up? Oh, this is awesome. He's got some fitness challenges going on. He's got a few things practicing, anticipating. Oh yeah, this is great. Ben picked an awesome challenge. Ben, I hope you were successful in January. I saw you participating on social. So Ben, hit up the link in the description and I'll make sure I get you an awesome shirt of your choice. Tom's asking, any financial tips for people early on in the process of taking on client work? Things that you wish you did differently. This is less financial tips and more just the mindset around working with a client. It's really helpful to start thinking about client work as, how is the video I'm going to make for a potential client going to make them money? Because when you get that email in your inbox going, hey, like, how much do you charge to make a video? I saw you made a video for so-and-so. Could you make one for me? Your gut reaction is like, oh crap. Like, I don't really want to respond to that because I'm worried they're going to think it's too much money. And I don't know, it costs $1,000. Like it doesn't feel good to be in that position. And the benefits that come from flipping that on its head and going, when you get an email like that from a potential client going, hey, I don't actually know what video we can make that would be most helpful for you yet. Could we sit down and chat about this so I could figure out, do you have problems as a business that if you solved them, you would make money? Because if we can solve business problems with video, that's when you unlock value creation for the company. And that's the area that I want to live at as a freelance filmmaker production company for the clients I work with. My best client relationships have been clients that stand to benefit from my videos and are willing to invest and know their problems. That's a fantastic situation. And then you start saying no to all the clients that don't know. A client who isn't aware what they could do for their business to make more sales is a tough client to work with because you're constantly trying to pull more money out of them. But if a business has a great product, and if you can solve a problem for them, it would sell more of their product, then they can go, hey, if we make this video, we'll make more money, so we can invest in it and do a great job on it. So that's what I would say financial advice wise. That paradigm shift for me personally made the biggest impact in my freelance career. And it's something that I'm constantly trying to implement. Those principles, if that principle kind of blew your mind a little bit and you enjoyed kind of that framework shift, I actually built an entire course that walks you through my thinking behind this and how to implement it directly into your client work, whether you do client work already or whether you are trying to get into client work or you work full-time for someone else. I walk you through how do you find your category of video, photo, creative work you could do for clients? How do you work with clients so that way it's a great experience and you aren't angry and you can actually get, a proper investment into your video so you do a great job. I walk through all of that in my Niching Down to Scale Up Your Business course. And I was a little nervous when I first started talking about this program because it felt a little salesy, but now that I actually have people in it and I'm seeing the connections that they're making and I'm on the coaching calls with them, it just gets me excited because I'm realizing, no, this is important stuff for people who are trying to do this for their living. And so I just want you to know that exists. We currently just did the first week of coaching calls for 6 weeks. So there's a whole group of us doing it together and you can still join us. So you can watch the replay of coaching call number 1, but you can be there for coaching call number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And it's going to be great implementing time to make sure that this is getting traction for you. So I'd love to have you there. I'm excited about it. The feedback so far has been really encouraging. I'm always nervous when I'm launching my own things that are paid because it's like, oh, is this actually going to be helpful for people? But I know now with certainty that if you invest in this program for yourself, you're going to make your money back in no time. And I'm committed to that, or you get your money back. So yeah, anyhow, links in the description for the business course. I'd love to answer any of your questions. Hit me up in the DMs on Instagram and I'll probably respond with a video message, which would be pretty cool. Boom. Kyler, favorite adventure from 2018 and why? Finding the hot springs in New Zealand with my wife by far. Why is it my favorite? Because that was awesome. And my wife was there and it felt like a proper adventure. We just didn't know what we were getting into, found a place, showed up there, had it all to ourselves. And it felt like I was living in a movie. Like, that was seriously just simply incredible. Josh is asking, what idea, concept, person, book, or otherwise has impacted you the most in this past year of self-development? Atomic Habits by James Clear. He's a friend that I met at a conference 2 years ago. Phenomenal writer, deep thinker on action and implementing changes into our life that are small, but when they compound, make a big impact over a large period of time. I just want to call out this comment from Felicia. She's saying, wow, this is literally just what I needed to hear. It's insane how many things you talked about that I relate to in running my own photography business. Excited to follow your journey. There was a bunch of those comments, and that's so encouraging to me. So thank you. This was my dream when I started the YouTube channel, just to be frank with you. Like, I wanted to open up the curtains behind what it's like to build a company from nothing. And I haven't always done a good job at that because it turns out running a company takes a lot of time, and so does making YouTube videos. So every time I get responses like that, it's just super encouraging for me. Please start a podcast and post this on it. Maybe I got to make a phone call here real quick. Jesse, quick question. Someone asked if I was starting a podcast. Can we tell them?
No, I wouldn't tell them yet.
Okay, don't tell them?
No, definitely don't tell them.
Take care, put and leave out of bed. See ya. Bye. I realized we need to give away another shirt because that is an important thing to do. That is the theme of this video. Let's go, new winner. Prankster Gangster. Awesome. Okay, let's see his comment. I really wanted to improve on 2 things, and now is the perfect time. I want to do 20 minutes of fast jogging and 100 push-ups a day. That is a lot of push-ups. Oh, and drawing. Wow. Prankster Gangster, hit up that link in the description, and I will make sure that you get a t-shirt. Silas has a cool comment here. He says, thanks for sharing so much knowledge. You're like an older brother in the filmmaking world. Aw, that means a lot to me. Thank you. And then he says, how do you prepare for your talks, and how do you know that your topic matters? I'm assuming that's public speaking related. Now that I've been public speaking more, I've been getting more comfortable with what my kind of shtick is, what my message is. And so that gives me a little bit of direction already. But how I prepare is I sit down and I do writing sessions. So I basically do writing where I'll try to write out word for word what I think I want to say into these sections or paragraphs. And then after I've done that, I distill that into an outline of some kind. And so usually I have 3 points, and the topic or the point of the talk needs to be very clear in those 3 points to me. So those 3 points are often just stories or examples that back up the one thing that I want people to take away from my talk. And then usually that outline at the end is only 1 page long, because I've learned if I try to write it all out and then follow an outline exactly, I never follow it once I start public speaking. I always think I'm going to follow it, but then I never follow it. So I've just stopped stressing about memorizing my talks, and now I just go off an outline. And so when I do practice, I'll go through the flow. So I'll constantly think, what section is leading into the next section? So that way, when I'm up there public speaking and I get my groove, in the back of my head, when I know I need to get to the next section, I don't have to think about what it is. It's just ready in there, because those transition points are often really important for having a great talk. Hopefully that's helpful. There is a lot of love in here for the van build. Devin saying, bring on the Florence vids. Cannot wait. Looking forward to seeing the van build. Want to do the same myself. This rebuild series is going to be epic. I'm pumped. I just can't wait to dive into it. I actually yesterday worked on a very important aspect of the build. Maybe I'll flash a little sneak peek right. Oh man, if you're watching this video, you're getting so many little sneak peeks in this video. My goodness. Give me some love in the comments. You know, I'm just trying to make this special for you to make up for the fact that this video is late and I messed up the first time. Chris is asking, thanks for the comments, Chris. She's been a long time commenter, supporter. Appreciate it. Go Levi, go. Van life in Alaska through your lens is going to be phenomenal. Speaking of which, for the Q&A, if you could only film with one lens on the GH5 for the rest of time, which would you choose and why? It might actually be the stock lens that comes with the GH5, the 12-60. And the reason for that is being able to go wide to super tight is just very helpful for visual language in storytelling. So being able to get nice and tight in is just really critical for having a nice diverse cinematography in the way that you assemble your shots. Okay, let's give away another shirt. Boom. Matt Haid, what's up? You just won yourself a t-shirt. Follow up the link in the description as everyone else has by this point. And make sure you let me know which t-shirt you'd like. But he says, dude, you're the man. Thanks for the motivation. My goal is to wake up by 6 a.m. every day to give myself more time for exercise and prayer and just a more relaxed preparation for the day. Hashtag habits of excellence. Woo! Okay, so we've got one more comment here I want to finish off on the final sentiments of this video, and that is Confident Elephant. That's a great name, by the way, saying, appreciate the transparency, maybe not a question, but more hopefully helpful comment. Continue including both the good and the bad of your experiences. It seems too many YouTubers are always smiling, having a non-stop incredible time, and then sometime later just completely break down and burn out. I think it can be just as inspiring to show the frustrating and upsetting times during your trek through life. I think that comes back to a great principle in storytelling where you need conflict to drive a story home. I made a video about 3 tips for telling better stories, and I talk all about how you need conflict. Your main character can't just breeze through to their goal. And the reason for that is that we resonate with stories that we can place ourselves in. And oftentimes, if someone's just giving the highlight reel, it's hard to actually relate to what they're going through. And so there's kind of this connection here, even with that comment. I'm glad it feels that way to you, that I'm trying to take you in on the real stuff, because that inevitably is what makes a great story in the first place. And so we can apply that to the videos we make, where we want to tell a story that's a journey through some form of conflict. But also just in our own lives, remember, if we're feeling like we have to put forward this image that's not accurate to reality, that's going to stress you out and probably wear you out really quickly. Some of my favorite videos that I've made in the past 4 years actually are moments where I've stopped, taken it back, and tried to be as real as I can. Again, it feels like I have to shift gears a little bit when I do that, because I haven't seamlessly integrated the struggle with the journey. I don't do a great job of always incorporating the two, but when I have, I mean, I think that was almost 2 years ago now, I entered this big contest, almost won 150 grand worth of stuff that I thought was going to be really helpful. And then I got second. And I remember I was so encouraged by the journey all the way to that point. And to get second, it was sad. Like, it sucked a little bit. And man, the video I made on that response, it was really cool just seeing the comments and people just being able to connect to that kind of moment for me. And I need to get better at doing that. So I can't just do that in the year in reviews. I need to make sure that I'm doing that throughout the year as well. But I just want to say I appreciate you for watching this. It's cool having a group of people that are interested in the behind the scenes. I know it's not everyone who watches, but I'm grateful for you. And again, make sure if you participated in Habits of Excellence and you want to enter in to win the big light giveaway, just make sure you follow the link where I've got some instructions on how to do that. So thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next video. And remember, life's better when you make stuff. Peace. Hopefully my audio recorded here, because if it didn't, I might just quit forever. I'm kind of nervous to hit stop record on this thing, but you're going to be here with me while I press it. What's going to happen? Stop record. Hey! Didn't cruft. Last time I just did Wheel of Death. Ugh.